Cool. Hey, I'm Jamie.
I'm Blake.
And we're Blamey.
I guess so.
We're doing another mid-book review because we're in the middle of some books and want to talk about them.
Totally.
Do you want to start with yours?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'm reading Leviathan Wakes. It's the first of the Expanse series, which I believe there are 10 of these, 8 of these.
I didn't know that was
something like
so
these.
Big.
Also, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, this is a TV show now. So I might have to get into it, but I'm really liking it. It's an interesting series because it's sci-fi. But sci-fi tends to be set in two different eras. Either it's just barely past our current time point, where getting the Martian's a good example, right? Like just barely beyond our current technology, or set super far in front, away from it, where they're traveling to other stars and things like this. This is set more in a world where you're like 50 to 100 years ahead of where we are. Right, and there are people that have settled Mars and various planetary bodies around Jupiter and the asteroid belt, and mainly for mining purposes in those areas. And so you have Mars and Earth are the two like big colony areas, and then they call them belters, groups that are in the belt that are in there for industrial purposes for the most part. But you have these cities, and what's happening is you end up getting into a political fight, and looks like Mars and the belt are basically going to war. But it's not set like so far in the future that you have it's unrecognizable. So like you have the United Nations in here that are on Earth trying to mediate this dispute. You have other things going on, and it's really just an interesting thing. No aliens. It's just humans spread through the solar system.
Okay.
And anyways, fascinating series. Really fast paced and interesting. I was a little worried that it would be very almost boring, maybe, because I knew it was an epic, huge thing. But it's been. I can tell why it's got made into a TV show. I guess it makes sense. It follows a few different people. One of them is kind of a cop trying to solve a mystery thing. Another one is a guy who ends up on a ship, captaining a ship that was attacked by the Martians, and it kind of triggers this war. And he survives. And so that's about as far as I am into it, right? Kind of halfway is where it is. But really just interesting stories in dealing with the reality of space and what that would be like. Overall, really enjoying it. Would recommend it so far. Just a good sci-fi book. It
Cool.
makes sense why people have liked it.
I'm excited to see.
Enjoyed the Leviathan Wakes, and I'm excited to try and do the whole Expanse series, I guess.
I'm excited to see if you continue to like it.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think I'd like it?
I don't think you mind it. It actually gives me strong Firefly vibes in a way.
Okay, fun.
Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
it's much more rustic space than some things. Like
That's fun.
I think other space stuff like Star Wars or other things have this like elegant, super high tech space thing going on. Right, where this one's much more like, there's space pirates and there are other things and stuff. Anyways, it has those type of vibes. I think you might like it.
Cool.
So that was really good. So it's written. I believe it was co-authored. Maybe it's not co-authored. Oh, it's just one person. But he, I believe, it just came out with a fantasy novel. So I'm excited to read that.
Fun.
The start of a fantasy series. So
Fun.
definitely excited.
Okie dokie, I'm reading The Novice.
Mm-hmm.
We just picked it up at Barnes & Noble. I think this is one of those packs that you buy.
Like the first book of like
first
5 of them?
book of maybe like 3 or 4 series.
Uh-huh.
And this was one of them, and it's just taken me a long time to get to. I've had it for over a year. It's really cute. It's definitely YA, I think. This guy, along with some other kids, are in school learning how to become summoners.
Ooh.
So they have that's a salamander. He's a demon. So they can summon demons, and they have magic, and they're gonna go to war to the front lines after they're through with their schooling. So it's like a bunch of teenagers in school.
So Harry Potter-ish in a way.
Yeah. And I think it's trying a little too hard to be Harry Potter-ish, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But I think my actual only complaint about it is the main character, Fletcher, isn't flawed. He's too perfect, but out of nowhere, and you don't have what he's thinking. He just says all these things and is just the hero of every situation, and I'm kind of getting annoyed by that. So I'm hoping something changes with that and I end up liking him. Right now I just don't like him. I like the people around him. I'm just not a fan of him. So, and I'm just barely halfway. So maybe something will change. I think there's 3 in this one.
Isn't it so interesting how non-flawed characters are less fun? They're just.
Sometimes I like it, but he's not like really cool non-flawed. He's just like okay non-flawed, so it doesn't match.
I feel like you need the arc. So take a good example. Take like Thor in Thor Ragnarok, right?
Okay.
Very flawed Thor gets super strong, right, and overcomes it, and then he is flawless Thor in a way, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm okay when they become kind of that flawless, overpowered character. It's just when they start that way and stay that way the whole time,
right,
that is not interesting.
Right. I'm kind of getting bored of it. And it's funny because he started out really bullied and like ignored in his hometown, and now that he's left, he's like this cool dude, and I'm like, wait, there was no growth. You didn't show how you got to this point. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering what's going to happen with him.
So would you recommend it?
I'm not sure yet. I think this is one that I need to finish before I can recommend.
Okay.
Possibly even need to finish all 3 because I tend to really like the first books, even the middle books, because I have high expectations for it to end well.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it doesn't end well, I'm like, well, crap. I just told 3 people to read this. But there's like elves and dwarves and they're fighting orcs. Like it's fun. It's adventurous. I just am not sure how it's gonna go.
All right. Well, check out some of our other mid-book reviews to see some of the other books that we may recommend halfway through. You can check out our other videos and like and subscribe.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye.